dream, we really lit this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's where the most high, we the most lit.
Yeah, and we went to the movies recently. We saw The Little Mermaid.
What? And, with your boy.
Yeah, pretty the whole different experience now. Like, we already knew we didn't want to go. Like, we bought the tickets like before we even go there, and you can pre-order food that gets like delivered right to like your seats that you're in and stuff. Very convenient.
Yeah, they got these two theaters out here, and one of them was right down the street from us. And Kev, he his mom lives out here, so he grew up like out here, going back and forth from Sacramento and whatnot. And he's like, bruh, that was my childhood going to that movie theater. And I was, I ain't checked it out yet, but my daughter was telling me, they got one, where it's like the rumbling seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know those. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's hard, man. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna eat some mushrooms and go watch something.
Yeah, I think a lot of movie theaters are starting to implement those because they could charge a couple more bucks like per ticket. But it's like stadium seating, like no one's ever going to be fucking blocking anybody. Like you can recline. You know,
right. You fall asleep and get a good night's rest for 2 hours, right?
Yeah, just a way better experience.
I'm that cheap dad. I'm like, why you want to go to the movies? And they got the rumbling seats. Oh, shake the chair at home when you watch the movie.
Yeah, right.
I'm so cheap.
So we're gonna have to come up with whatever movie we're gonna do next. I don't know. Anybody have any suggestions?
In the chat, let's talk to the chat here.
Yeah, who's in the chat with us?
Yeah, give us a genre. What genre? What movie? Whatever. Just throw some suggestions out here. We are of the people.
We had a lot of people who were coming back and watching Grandma's Boy. I do feel like with the 420, concept that we got, it's never a bad thing to go back to.
You ever smoke weed, Marty? I mean, Marty, Nelly?
Man, everyone's calling me different names today.
No, well, I mean, because I just read Marty's comment earlier.
Yeah, I smoke once in a while. Not often, but I have a lot of friends that do. So, hey, want some Nelly? It's like, yeah, either yay or nay, here and there. I did about maybe 2 weeks ago was the last time I did. 3 weeks ago.
There might be some movies that we watch that we might highly suggest that, like, you put the
highly suggest? Is that
a
you highly suggested?
Yeah. Like,
fucking smoke.
You ever like? I like doing mindfuck movies. Like, this is one of those mindfuck ones. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's really like trippy and shit. Like, Inception's another one. I like Inception. You guys,
you know what? I was going to mention that earlier. Inception. That this movie was kind of like Inception, like how we build the different multi universes. Inception, like how they build the dream
layers. They go layers.
Right? Wonder, like, yeah. And it was funny. I was telling someone about I've had dreams inside of dreams and stuff. And then someone said to me, "Oh yeah, you've seen Inception, huh?" I go, "No, I've never seen Inception. I've seen it since, but I have a lot of dreams like all the time, every night."
Me too, bro.
I mean, that movie is fucking insane. I remember, like, man, I just remember the one time that I watched it initially. I was, we were doing like dab upon dab upon dab upon dab, and I'm trying to pay attention to this movie, and it's like, fuck, like, it is so fucking.
It is one of those ones where if you ain't paying attention, you're like, what?
You can't watch that movie being high and figure that out. No way.
Well, I mean, I think there's just a level. There's a certain level of like, you get past a certain level of being high, you probably won't be able to get it. But just the right level. There is a right level.
I would argue you got to get high to get it, bro.
So Marty says SWAT. That was 2003.
I remember when they shot that. Yeah, here in LA.
That was my man. He has a terrible American accent.
From Ireland. Colin Farrell, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't LL Cool J in there too?
Yep, and Samuel L. Jackson.
And they had a bad broad in there. Was it J-Lo? Who was it?
Keith David's in there, I think.
No, from Fast and the Furious.
Okay, yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez.
There you go. I was like, I knew they had it. I just grew up. Is it J-Lo? I was hoping it was J-Lo.
Yeah. I'm looking. Marco said Shutter Island, and yeah, Shutter Island was a real trippy one.
It's another good one.
I've never seen that. I've always wanted to see it.
Oh, bro, you really like it, bro. I watched it. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched that shit 12 times. Where I was like, okay,
I'll be done with it. I want to check it out.
It's pretty
I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
But it's the more and more you watch it after you know then when you watch it, you're like, oh shit, just everything from the beginning of the movie on, like
After you know what? What are you talking about, Boogie?
Yeah.
You can't tell me, can you?
No, see, I mean this is one of those ones where
I can tell you, and it wouldn't matter. You gotta watch Shutter Island. It's a good one.
Yeah, that I mean that
Is that
it's Scorsese. I think it's
DiCaprio in that?
Yeah. And I want to say it's Scorsese. It's one of the big dogs that directed it.
I mean,
should we review that one?
We can.
Let's put on the list. Well, let's put on the list anyway.
You know, check this out, Nelly.
It is Martin Scorsese. Yep.
When me and Huss had the idea to do this shit, we're kicking around different ideas. And one of the ideas I had was like we go on like marathons, like we can do like a Leo marathon or a Denzel or like great actors that we like, and it's like because they have great movies, right? Not just one. And we do like, and I was like, we could even group it into one if we wanted to be like, we're talking about all different kind of Leo shit. You know what I mean? But I would rather do them individually. And I think Shutter Island would be a great one because that is a trip. You know what I mean? I mean, my girl really enjoyed it because, like I said, she and that was one of the ones we watched in quarantine. She never saw it, and I was like, "Oh, you got to
saw it advertised on YouTube just recently."
I didn't see this one until quarantine either. That's crazy. So yeah, it came out. Let's see, when did it come out? It came out in
2006,
2012,
2010. Okay,
yeah,
that was 2012, but yeah.
Yeah, 2010 for me, or 2010 when it came out, and then 2020 is when I actually saw it.
Yeah, dude,
yeah, crazy.
Benicio del Toro's in it, huh?
Oh yeah. Who else is in that mug?
It's showing on YouTube.
They got the whole joint on YouTube.
The Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2010. There's a trailer. I like a lot of DiCaprio films. I like that Wolf of Wall Street was good.
Love it.
Yeah, that one's one of my favorites.
It's my favorite of all time, bro.
I'll just see that again.
My favorite of all time Leo joint is Catch 'Em If You Can.
That was good too. Yeah, I like that too.
I thought you were gonna throw out The Departed in there. I mean, that was fucking.
Hey, Departed was really good too. Everybody.
I never saw that one. I want to. He's up north, right?
Yeah, he's in Boston.
Yeah.
Departed. Was that with Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg.
I saw that. Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's in there. He's playing.
But then what's the one that
based on Whitey Bulger? It's loosely based on Whitey Bulger. It's not at all like the characters' names or anything like that, but it's loosely based on him. Like the premise is based on him because anyone that knows the story of Whitey Bulger, he was an Irish mobster, but he was also in bed with the feds, and he operated for like decades, just being an informant and like what I mean, just playing both sides of the field.
And here's the cast of it that I can remember: Jack Nicholson, Leo, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen's in there.
Yeah,
Alec Baldwin is in there. Anthony Anderson is in there. Man, I cannot think of anybody else off the top of my head, but man, I mean, star-studded.
Who was the broad in there? She was a therapist. She was kind of hot.
And you know what? I do not remember.
There was a scene where she got in her panties. I was like, okay.
I remember his scumbag cousin. I can't remember what the TV show was called, but there's a dope TV show. They're all like redheads. He was the crazy uncle, and it's the dad who's a redhead, and the kids.
Wait a second. You talking about Shameless?
No, dang it. No.
Shameless. That's another good series right there.
What did you think of the Revenant? I think it was called.
Pretty good.
Never seen it.
Pretty good.
You haven't seen that? Okay.
Pretty good. I mean, I watch everything Leo. Like, there's not not
the one where he's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Cold winter.
It's based on Canadian folklore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I should know about that then, but no, I never heard of it.
It's it's based in the greater, what's the word I'm looking for?
Frontier.
The frontier days, but this is some folklore legend story from from up there though, Canada rise, you know what I mean? Where they had, they're natives or they're indigenous people, and Yeah, that's you know what I mean. That's why you got the French dude in there. What's his name? Tom Hardy. Is that his name?
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, the guy who played the villain in that movie. He also played like Bane in Batman.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I just mentioned it because I heard it was a good DiCaprio movie.
I'm not. Tom. I think his name is Tom Hardy. He also played Venom. He plays Venom in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, he's awesome.
And even going back to like Leo and like Basketball Diaries, like man, I mean, I know we're talking some dark movies, but man, Leo, him and Mark Wahlberg, you know, back as kids.
You guys need help carrying anything?
Mark Wahlberg's in that? I didn't know that.
In Basketball Diaries, yeah.
A lot of these actors, they know each other from like young.
Yeah.
Because I know isn't DiCaprio's good friends with the guy who played the first Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire, yeah. I saw some footage of them as kids. They were like 12 or something.
That's what's crazy is like when you're, I mean, shit, like just literally being a Hollywood actor, right? And just playing the Hollywood game, like going to all these auditions and stuff. Like, I guess some people might not become friends because you're like going up for the same roles, but you know, maybe you're going up for the same role sometimes. And then like other times, you know, you get different, you're going up for different parts. You both get the movie, yada, yada.
Yeah, for the most part, the actors are kind of solitary type of characters, so to speak. But then you align yourself with other. I was never really known for hanging out with a bunch of actors, but I have some close friends that are actors. But to hang out with this groups of actors because they're actors, nah, I'm not really into that.
Right.
You know, I never had aspirations of being an actor, but I always loved to write, and I always felt like I could write a dope movie. And if I ever did, I would love to be in it. But I felt like I would just. There's so many characters I met in real life that like I'd be able to write them into my movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I was asking you, but did you want to do music back then?
Yeah, hell yeah. I always wanted to do music.
Like, did you want to play sing or instrument or rap?
I wanted to do it all. And like rap, you know, I want, you know, a punk rock music and rap music was like, I was hella into that shit by the time I was in the third grade. I wanted to do it all. You know what I mean? And like, so my dad was a singer, like competition singing. That was like his major in college, like in the Philippines, whatnot. And college in the Philippines, like when you graduate high school, like you're like 15, 16, you know what I mean? It's like accelerated over there. So he did a couple years of college before he came to America at the age of 19, right? And he was telling me like, yeah, you know, I would always go around, you know, and do this competitions and sing, you know, this, that. And then I remember being young and, bro, Filipinos is all Asians, you know, and even Mexicans, they're always going to have a karaoke shit going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my dad and his boys, they would record their shit. You know what I mean? So I remember my dad would always play himself singing My Way. He had a recording that he sang My Way. And at the end of it, and they call me Jay because I'm a junior. And at the end of it, he's like, that's for you, JJ. And I remember just listening to that shit as a kid, like, oh, shit, he shouted me out on the track, bro. I mean, like, that shit. Like, I know it doesn't sound
We're definitely
it's like a pro thing for you, huh?
We're definitely going to have a karaoke machine. We're definitely going to have a karaoke machine for the event in August.
There you go. Hey, those magic mics too, they're tight because they'll score you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like my dad, my dad. This is my dad right here.
What's up, Pop?
Shout out to Pop.
Man. What's up, buddy? What's
Yeah.
up?
Hey, man. Hey.
Yeah, here.
Aren't you guys gonna watch the game?
Cheers. It was yesterday.
Miami, today. Get the first game for the final.
No, that was yesterday.
Today.
Nah, yesterday, Dad.
Do they play tonight or
my dad just
tomorrow?
told me, no, I said today.
Are they off tonight and they play tomorrow, or are they doing 2 games in a row?
They play tomorrow. They'll never play 2 games,
right?
It'll be tomorrow or the day after that. They usually do like 2 days.
Oh, finals is every 2 days, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you got to travel. Then you have to have a day of practice, and they usually travel the night of. You know, they go back and well, they do the 2-on.
You know what? I just found out the hockey. I think Vegas is in the NHL final.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't pay too much attention to hockey, but I saw that. Someone said the Golden Knights are in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I
Again.
never. You know what? I'm from
Again.
Canada. I never heard of the Golden Knights, or there's another team. I think Seattle's got a team now.
Yeah,
Well,
I think they're
they're
yeah.
super
So
bad.
I read up on the Golden Knights, and they're the only team in NHL history, maybe in all of sports. They're the first year as an expansion team, like in 2019.
They went to the title.
They went to the final.
They won, right?
No, they lost.
Oh, okay.
But they might win this year. They're pretty good this year, I guess. But that's unheard of. That expansion team to make the final. That's crazy.
Wild.
Because usually expansion teams, like remember when San Jose got the expansion team?
Yeah.
And then they were horrible for like 15 years, and then they got good
time.
10 years ago. They've been good in the last 10 years.
Yeah, we got to the Stanley Cup not too long. I think it was 2018. I think it was.
Yeah, you were good like 4 or 5 years ago. You had an amazing team. Actually, you choked for 3 or 4 years in a row, where you should have at least won the conference final.
Yeah, fucking A.
I don't know what happened. Now
it's funny because all my guys are hella into hockey, and you know what I mean. Like, and that's what's cool about like San Jose is like, you know what I mean. We actually have fans from all over the Bay Area for that team because we're the only hockey team. You know what I mean?
Well, the fans are pretty good. The Shark fans are pretty loud, and the fans are pretty good.
It's some of the best times I've had because
Have you been to games? I've never been to a game.
Yeah, hell yeah! I've never been a big fan of hockey itself, but going to the games, it's a different beast. It's lit. Shout out to my guy.
I randomly forget that Nelly Nell is from Canada, but yeah, when some hockey talk comes up, always
Yeah.
So what are you? Are you a Canucks fan? Are you a Leafs fan? Like.
Now, I lived in Toronto. I'm not a Leaf fan, but the most diehard fan are Leaf fans in Toronto, though. That's crazy. And they haven't won the cup since 1955 or something like that.
They got one though.
Me, I like who do I like now? I like Chicago. I like the Kings.
I went to a Kings game recently.
I don't really like Calgary Flames. I used to live in Calgary. I like them. That's it. I don't really watch hockey much. I still know it because I used to watch it so long. I used to live with a couple of the players, but two of the guys I live with, one guy, he won on Carolina Hurricanes in the early 2004 or something. Sweet. My other friend won with the Avalanche 2001. I used to live with those guys up in Canada.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I got to get my ring, boys.
Right.
The movie review podcast. We got to get rings for a successful.
Yeah, we got to get some. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how Snoop Dogg's trying to buy the is it the Ottawa team that he's trying to buy? And he's trying. I mean, he's got his he's got his football league, for the kids, but apparently he's gonna try to be. I mean, I guess it all depends on him getting the team or not, but trying to do things in the youth hockey movement as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg. Man, I was amazed when Snoop Dogg was doing stuff with Miss Baker, the bacon shaking. Martha Stewart. Yeah. That was that. Now him in the hockey, that's even more out there for Snoop. You think maybe basketball, but hockey?
It's not that out
Ottawa?
There. I want to say this though.
I never heard that, so you just said it down.
Because he wanted to get involved with NFL teams, but they pretty much said there's too much gatekeeping going on in the NFL.
The hockey, he can get in somehow with hockey. I can see him bringing hip hop to Ottawa and Canada. That'd be crazy.
Could you imagine that?
I couldn't imagine that. Like I said, well, I saw Martha Stewart.
Okay, I've said this before. I would say that that Snoop Dogg right now currently is the most recognizable figure alive in the world.
Yeah, I think you're right, and he's been around. I remember him on the Arsenio Hall show back in '91.
Michael Jackson's dead. He was probably the guy where you can go to like Africa in the bush.
Oh, he was the guy, yeah. But Snoop's like taking over his spot,
Michael Jackson. Snoop Dogg is that guy these days.
Yeah,
that's true. I can't argue with that.
Right? I mean,
I remember when they brought him onto their Arsenio Hall show. There's like, I want to bring my boy on Snoop, and no one really heard of Snoop, right?
No.
We knew of NWA.
Yeah.
NWA, then Ice Cube. They were bigger than Snoop back then.
Yeah. He still had a fade when he went on there, right? He had the hat on.
I think so, yeah.
That's how old it was.
But the show I went to a taping of their Arsenio Hall show back in 92, 93, 92. I saw It wasn't Snoop. I saw Jim Carrey and Spike Lee. Malcolm X came out. He came out with Malcolm
on
X.
Arsenio?
Yeah, I went down to the live taping. I was visiting my friend. I checked that show. I got turned away the day before. They said, well, you get turned away, then you get dibs for the next show. So the next show was Spike Lee and
Canadian legend Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was hilarious too.
Where was he from? He's from
Toronto. A place called Newmarket, just outside of Toronto, just like 40 minutes north, pretty much like the suburbia of Toronto, pretty much.
He always said that he got his humor from his dad.
Yeah, I read his book, his biography.
Yeah. His dad was like the jokester. His dad was like.
His dad brought him down to LA here, actually.
Oh, word.
Yeah, his dad had a big hand in his career. Get it started.
I love Jim Carrey, bro. That's one of my heroes for real. You know what I mean? Like, and then I love that. I love that he's the psychedelic advocate these days too. But it's the reason why is pretty dark. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying, he had an ex-girlfriend that killed herself and left a suicide note and blamed him, and you know what I mean. And he goes down.
And he used to see Linda Ronstadt way back in the day when he was first came to LA. It was strange. That was in the book.
Is that the one? Oh no, she wasn't. She's not the. She wasn't.
She's a singer. She was like a big singer.
She's not the actress. She's the singer. Okay.
Yeah, she had big songs in the 70s and 80s.
Hey, man.
I barely remember her, but I remember her name and stuff.
Jim Carrey be knocking him down, bro. He was I remember he always had love interests with whoever he was in movies with.
You know what's funny though? Like there was one time a lot of the big actors were from Canada for some reason. Like Jim Carrey around that time, Keanu Reeves.
I mean,
he's been around a while, but he's really blown up in the last 10 years. Keanu Reeves. Was that
Tommy Chong's from there?
I didn't know Tommy Chong.
Mike Myers was huge in the 90s.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's Canada right there. Wrestling with Bret Hart. He was, one of the biggest names in wrestling in the 90s.
I sat behind him on an airplane ride to Saskatoon, I remember, from Calgary. I go, hey, Bret Hart sitting in front of me. It was
weird. He's a big fucker, dude.
Yeah, he's not that tall, but he's big. He's big, but
yeah, he's like 6'2".
No, I'm 6'1". He's shorter than me. I'd say he's like 5'11".
No way.
Yeah, I don't think he's 6 feet.
In the WWF, if you're like 6'9", they're gonna be like, and standing at 7'1". You know what I mean? Like they're gonna they put 10 on the 2.
They'll blow your ass up, right?
Yeah.
So he wasn't small, but he wasn't as big as you would think he would be. I thought it'd be bigger, but he was wide and stuff. But no Hulk Hogan, but those guys are tough.
Hell yeah. Okay, so what I read here about Snoop Dogg is he joined the group that is preparing to bid more than $1 billion. Is it on the Senators?
He's like, hey, cuz.
What it is on the Senators.
Yeah, that's Ottawa.
Yeah, the Ottawa Senators. And Ryan Reynolds apparently is...
He's from Canada, too.
Apparently, he's in another group that is preparing to bid for it as well. So, got a couple celebs trying to go after the Ottawa Senators.
Ryan Reynolds is all over the place. He owns Mint Mobile.
Oh, shit.
You know Ryan Reynolds... This is how dope he is. I'm a super nerd when it comes to Marvel shit. And he did the Deadpool movie. And when they signed on to do Deadpool movie, they got it canceled. They canned it. And he did it, but they had filmed some of it. He puts the like the little footage they had out, he puts it out and he goes, y'all better fucking fan generate fucking fund this shit or it's not gonna happen. And fucking people gave money, bro.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then Deadpool happened, and it was right. They were pushing because one of the issues was that Marvel didn't want it to be rated R, but you can't tell the story of Deadpool without being rated R because he. Imagine like a superhero with the vulgarity of a Bogart. You know what I mean? He's just cussing up a storm, and he's at the strip club throwing money at the hookers, and you know what I mean? Like this is that kind of character. Like you know what I mean? The fans wanted it, and there was a GoFundMe, and they raised enough money to make the studio be like, all right, let's do this shit. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy? Another story like that is Kevin Smith with Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot. Mm-hmm. That was all fan funded. And what they did, instead of releasing it out on like theaters everywhere. They pretty much went from city to city, did like a watch along where they came out, they introduced the movie and all that shit. Then the movie plays, and then they do a big Q&A like at the end as well. So instead of like a traditional movie, I mean, it was really just it was purchased by the fans.
I bet you we can get Kevin Smith on this.
What?
I bet you we can get Kevin Smith. I bet you.
We could try. We need to bug him.
Yeah, I bet you he'll come on. We'll do Dogma, or do one of his classics. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
We might even just bring him on. It would be like just have him like we'll go through the we'll do
all
like
of it. All of it.
What's that joint, Nelly? When they sit with the actors, you know, when they would sit with that one guy and it's a dark, blacked out room, you got a table and there's an audience.
For what? I'll be honest with you, I was sending a message to Alan about this.
I think it's called the Actors Studio.
Yeah, the Actors Studio. Yeah, the Actors Studio.
There you go.
Yeah, I want to do something like that with like Kevin Smith, where you bring him in and you just go to Dogma, tell me about it. You know what I mean? And then,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they just, you know, you go through chronological order of their career. You know, like that's a really. If anyone don't know what I'm talking about, check it out. You can search any actor's name. These motherfuckers have been on this show. Sam Jackson's is really dope. I think Leo's been on there. I mean, you name it. Even Jay-Z's been on there, bro.
Brian, what's his name? Brad Pitt was on there.
Brad Pitt's been
Matt
on there.
Damon.
I like the Actors Roundtable as well. That's another.
Is that what it's called? Am I confusing it? Is that the one?
No, because there is one where that's solo. The Actors Roundtable is like there's like 4 or 5 actors, and they're all that, you know. I mean, they're just asking different questions and all kind of bouncing, you know, shit off of each other as well. But yeah, those are some good interviews.
Because I swear, like, you know, this is what it dawned on me on the mushrooms the other day. It was like, you know, people that used to create and they were popular in their time, and if there's like for example, 50 Cent, the rapper, nobody knows him for rap these days. The younger generation,
yeah,
they know him for power and they know him for his online antics. They know him for other reasons, but he had transcended rap. You know what I mean? There, you know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Smith.
We had Ricky Williams on the show today, and he's talking about how he goes into his dispensary one day. He's just a scruffy black guy. Nobody recognizes him. And he even said he's about a generation and a half removed from a lot of these younger people, 20-year-olds and whatever. Mm-hmm. They said the next time he goes in, someone remembers him. Totally different story. Everyone starts taking pictures with them and all that. But,
yeah, well, that happens, man. It happens. Some people recognize you, some don't. Like I get on a minor scale even now because I paid in full on a minor scale. But then I've done some other stuff that people. Oh yeah, I saw that episode. Like of I was in like Soul Food and a couple other things I've done with that's recurring because I did with Natalie Cole. So that's always going to be shown because she was Nat King Cole's daughter.
Yeah.
Right. So the last person. No, there's a bit. Some people recognize. I was at Laguna Beach. This guy recognized me last year. What's that?
She's half white, huh?
Who?
Nat King Cole.
Natalie Cole.
Natalie Cole. I mean,
I don't. Maybe, but I don't. Not that I know of.
Okay. She's just light skinned then.
I don't know her name.
She wouldn't have
like milk chocolate.
She's
light skin. No, she's not light skin.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're talking about the right one?
No, I just realized that right now. Like, I think I'm picturing the wrong person in my head right now.
And you could go. And what was that movie called? That you were in? The Natalie Cole. Was it just the Natalie Cole story?
Yeah, called "Living for Love," or something like that. They called the Natalie Cole story. It aired on NBC. Now you see it like on TBS, Superstation. It rotates on these.
I told you I found it. It was on Tubi or Freevee.
It's on those things. Yeah, Freevee is another one.
Yeah, whatever it was on. So yeah, go search the Natalie Cole story and it's Nelly Nell in a scene there as well.
Yeah, so the other guy, Nelly right here, Nelly.
Yeah, that's awesome though because so you still get recognized for paid in full.
You're my youngster. Last guy was 24, 25 years old. Yeah, he said my character's name. So you played Wedge. I go, yeah. I was like so surprised. That was only like last summer. I was in Laguna.
Nice.
Because he was looking at me. So, I was looking at you. I thought maybe you're the guy in Paid in Full. Because people that have seen it, it's like they've seen it 10 times. I've only seen it 2 or 3 times. But...
I ain't eating, B.
Oh yeah. So I tell you this. So I work in production last week on set for some music video this singer, rapper. Oh, her name's Tink. Have you heard of Tink, Bogey?
Yeah, I know Tink. Yeah, Timbaland. She's still under Timbaland?
Yeah, I don't know if she's still with it, but she was doing a music video last week, so I was working it.
Okay, look, check this out. All right, hey, I'm gonna ask my dad here something because I'm curious, right? Hey, Dad, when you came to America, right? Do you remember the first movie theater experience you had? Do you remember the movie you went to watch?
Godfather.
Godfather.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
70s, right?
And the with bologna sandwich.
Yeah, he's from the Philippines, your pops.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying about the bologna sandwich and
In
that
San Francisco, all this Tenderloin area. I have a condo. Their apartment
Oh
for
yeah,
like
all the strip clubs is there.
about $50 a month at the time. About $40 a month. For the it's in the O'Farrell, right next to the O'Farrell
All the
Brothers.
strip, and that's where Mac Dre used to have his host work at the O'Farrell strip club.
Oh, your dad's got it going on. Your dad's cool.
Dave Chappelle talked about the
driving a Barracuda Cuda.
Oh, he said he was mobbing in the Barracuda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
72.
All about the American muscle back in the days.
And the Tenderloin was full of it was a nightmare for me. I never seen such a town. San Francisco is really in a scary place at the time.
Oh yeah, they had the Zodiac Killer was going on.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
That was during that era.
I remember the Hillside Strangler, I think in LA or something.
No, the Hillside Strangler was in Vallejo.
Oh.
Where's
So
Vallejo?
Yeah, Vallejo's in the Bay Area, so it's like right outside.
Oh,
the Bay
so
Area's not
far.
far. Vallejo's actually the closest to the valley where I'm at because it's North Bay.
See, Cali's had a lot of those strange, those stalker type of killings.
It's because it's so big, right? Here's I'm like a self-proclaimed serial killer, idiot savant. Right? I went down. I'm really interested in the human psyche and stuff like that. So like, you know, I mean, hitmen and serial killers. I've watched like dozens and dozens of documentaries, and in my opinion, what created serial killers is the interstate highways. Because back in the days, I could kill a dozen motherfuckers and I'll go to the next county and I could kick it there and be unseen because the police forces didn't fuck with the next police force in the next county. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever
And
seen
it's like,
that?
so now check this out on a larger scale. You know, in the 70s, when the 70s came around and hitchhiking became a thing, and now your interstate highways, you go all across America, people were just disappearing, bro, because it's like you could just kill somebody and go the fuck over here. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know that.
You remember that
Yeah,
show? I Almost Got Away with It. You ever seen the episode?
Yep, hell yeah.
It's wild.
I never watched it, but I do remember it though.
I mean, it's a trippy show, and I mean, you know, all of America loves these like murder mysteries and all that shit. And there's this one episode where it's this couple from Florida, and they literally go from Florida to San Diego, like
Killing shit.
After it was the murder happens in Florida, and then they just book it, like you said, on the interstate all the way to San Diego. It was so fucking trippy because there's this one spot in San Diego. It's on the top of the hill. And like we would always go up there and smoke blunts. And it was like my favorite spot to take a picture because it like overlooks the ocean, overlooks like just certain part of the city and shit. And like they are like, he came over to San Diego and then they showed a picture and it's like literally in the exact same spot that I would go take those pictures.
Yeah?
Almost
Shit.
identical. Super trippy.
Damn.
Wow.
But yeah, those shits are those are crazy. Yeah, those I Almost Got Away with It. And yeah, they're usually on the run for a minute. And yeah. Until the FBI gets involved, right? Until it gets to like a federal.
See, but that's the thing though.
level.
That's the thing though, is like, so the Federal Bureau of Investigation is totally different. That's nationwide and they have branches everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But like, so like for example, the clown killer, what was his name? It was
Bundy.
No, not Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was like, he was like a playboy killer. Ted Bundy was like a good-looking dude, apparently to these women at least, right? And like he killed only women, and it was off of perversion. He was that guy. He was like sexually aroused off of being a necrophiliac. You know, that's someone who prefers fucking dead people. You know what I mean? And like, but he was a playboy. He was a lawyer. He was fucking. He's very charismatic. He didn't. The guy I'm talking about is John Wayne Gacy. So John Wayne Gacy, he lived in like
Chicago, I think.
Yeah, the Illinois, right? He lived in Illinois, and he killed in one county and was suspected of like these missing children. He just moves to the next county and just does that shit for like 20 years. And then it wasn't until like, you know what I mean, you start getting the feds involved where now it's like, okay, we got to go to and you start getting these different, you start tying these different cases together. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh shit, he was.
Oh, because once they tie it together, they do it. But until that happens, they can't do it.
Until that happens, you don't know because, okay, you know, you ever seen Gangs in New York? Another Leo movie, good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I saw that not that long ago.
What did they say? They said, man, when the firemen came, if there was a fireman, prepare to see a show. Because when the firemen came out, they was fighting because they were gangs. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got this fire department and that fire department. You know, it's the same thing with the police department. It's like, oh, we don't fuck with them in that county. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They have their jurisdictions, right?
Exactly. But then also too is like, you're not implied to share information. So it's like you might have fingerprinted this guy. He's a suspect. They don't know that over here in this county. So if he moves to that county, you know what I'm saying, you search his name. There's nothing in that county that raises any flags. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they used to have that like in on those old movies like with Burt Reynolds, like Gumball Rally and Cannonball Run. You know, we just got to hit the state line and then we're scot free.
And we're scot free.
Yeah, they hit the state line and then see ya. They had to stop, right?
I know exactly. I've seen that movie. The original one's dope. Hey, okay, how about this? It's the same thing when they're like, hey, you know, in every good movie, what do they say? If you're in the East Coast, what do they do? Well, we got to get to Canada. Okay? If you're in California movies, we got to get to Mexico.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw one movie. He said, it was Christopher Walken, At Close Range with Sean Penn, Christopher Walken.
Oh, that's a good one. I ain't seen that in a minute, bro.
And there's one line he says, yeah, we got the runs all the way from here. They're down in Tennessee somewhere. Up from here up to Toronto. So that's the escape route, you know, to hide at Toronto. But I was telling you about Tink. So I shot that Tink commercial last week, right? Doing some production work on it. And there was this second AD. She goes, hey, didn't I just work with you on set, like on another production? I go, no. She says, I did. I swear I've seen you. I go, no, you haven't worked with me. I know you haven't. She goes, why are you so sure? I was like, you've seen me, but I haven't worked with you. You've seen, so what's the last time you've been watching movies? You seen Paid in Full? She goes, yeah. That's what you saw.
We ain't even be.
Yeah. And she said that too. I go, yeah, that's me. She goes, it is not. I go, pull it up. Go ahead.
That's so funny.
Your brain has seen it. You've seen it more than once, right? She goes, yeah. So you've seen it. So the subconscious will register an image whether you remember it or not.
For sure.
So I've had other people think. One guy got in an argument with me. He thought I was in prison with him and stuff. He said, no. I go, you guys watch movies in there? I go, yeah. I go, oh, you haven't. Maybe you see me there. She goes, no. You were so and so. He goes, come on, quit playing. He was getting all serious. He seriously thought I was someone else.
You know what's crazy?
That happened twice. So it gets kind of dark. So people thinking that they just see my image. So
listen, I'm not anybody at all. And like during quarantine, you know, and I'm always wearing my sunglasses and I got the mask on and I'm like in the bank and shit. And you know, so you're only seeing people.
He's in the bank with a mask. There's a bogey in the bank with a mask. I'll be watching. Right? Watch out.
And look at it. And I remember the teller goes, do I know you from somewhere? And I'm like, well, you just saw my ID and my name. I'm like, you probably, you know what I mean? Do you know me? He's like, I don't know, man. Your voice is so, I feel like, and I'm like, but it's crazy because people have told me that before, but when you're seeing someone wearing a mask and you're focusing in only on the voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I guess I have one of those voices. I don't know, but it's just funny because I swear I know you. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me my money, bro. I'm here to do what I gotta do. Just give me the money, and you know, you don't know me.
So maybe they know you're rapping. Maybe that was true.
But see, that's the thing, though. Is I went down the list. I was like, I make music.
You did? Okay.
I was like, I do a podcast. I'm like, I'm sure you don't know me through podcasts. Like, He's like, I don't know, man. Like I just. But also too though, in the multiverse, there's an infinite amount of them, and if there's other variants of us, and sometimes that we've lived, if you believe in the infinite theory, that means that us doing this podcast, we've done this podcast in an infinite amount of times, in different iterations. Like if you believe in the multiverse, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Infinite means that anything you could think of has happened. There's an infinite amount of possibilities. That means it's happened somewhere along the way. And that's what I think deja vu comes from. You know what I mean? There might have been another version of me that's already done this. And I'm like, ooh, I feel like I've been here. You know what I mean?
See, that's interesting to me because I'm open on a lot of things, obviously, because I've seen some weird things. But I still, like, with the multiverse, I'm still trying to figure out how it's housed in the physical reality. Because right now we're in this reality. There's no other duplicate reality that's physical on top of itself. You know what I'm saying? So where do you fit these things? Like, where are they when if they're not here?
I'm gonna say like
I'm still open to it, but that I haven't figured that out yet.
I'm gonna say like Men in Black said it, right? Just because remember they were looking for the galaxy, and they're like, and he's like, just because something's really big doesn't mean that it can't be housed in something really small. Like for example, if there is parallel universes, right? It's a big if, but if there is, it's all smacked together in one. You know what I'm saying? So as I walk through right now in other timelines, I'm walking through other timelines and other parallel universes that's going on, and they're not affecting me. I might be in the middle of a highway right now in another parallel universe. You know what I mean? But see, there's layers to it. There's dimensions to it, right? And see, when you stop thinking about like things that have rules, like for example, quantum physics, it breaks all the rules of regular physics. You know what I'm saying?
Some of the stuff I've seen breaks the rules too, and I've seen it.
There you go.
Because I haven't talked much about it because I'm really hesitant.
You know what Ricky Williams said something today? He said, you gotta believe in something.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And like, and some people like, okay, I believe in you know, other realms, like you know, the spiritual, the ghost realms and stuff like that. That's all real to me, right?
It's real to me too.
Yeah, I know it is. I've heard some of the stories. And see, here's the thing: is like maybe they're living in some other parallel realm that's smack dang in the middle, and maybe we don't, the regular people don't see it because they're not tuned. Their frequency isn't tuned to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Yeah, they are. They're at least at the very least, their energy is in another realm within the space that most people can't see, but somehow it presents itself.
So is it far-fetched
every now and then? You gotta.
Is it far-fetched to believe that there's an infinite amount of them going on simultaneously?
It's just hard to fathom, though. That's like I can understand the ghost thing and this energy because you can almost see it, so it's tangible, right?
Yeah.
But then let's say
if
there's more than two. Okay, that's the second one. Then where's the third one?
I like that you said that.
Where's the third one?
Because you could see it, it's tangible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what's the definition of faith?
Believing without seeing.
Believing in something that doesn't necessarily give you the proof that it exists.
No, yeah, believe. I don't believe in anything anymore. You either know it or you don't. That's the way I look at it. Black and white.
I can't even argue that either.
Yeah, the whole belief system is like a euphemism of, I can't figure it out. I can't explain it. So it's hope and belief. Nah, you either know it or you don't know it. If you don't know it, you can know it. You can always come to know it. You take these time slips. You get these people that drive somewhere, and then they stayed somewhere. They go try to go back to the place. They can't even find it on Google Maps.
Here's a bogey. This is a bogey original right here. Is because I've had plenty of arguments about this. I'm not a religious person. I mean, I wear like rosary and stuff like that because I was raised Catholic. I'm not really a religious person anymore. As I grew up, I felt like it was a piece of shit. I feel it's a crock of shit because it's a set of rules that teach you, that say you have to abide by these rules to believe, right? This is how I distinguish the difference between being a religious person and a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual motherfucker. I've done psychedelics. I know it's real. I've been there. I've seen shit. Even without psychedelics, right? I believe it. I believe there's something greater. And no one can tell me because I've seen it. I felt it. You know what I mean? But that's because and this is something that you can't physically feel or grasp, but I have. So it's still going on. When you say seeing is believing, I believe it because I saw it. You know what I mean? something great. You know what I mean? Whatever that may be.
Okay, so check this out. Can you believe it even if you didn't see it and someone else did?
See, for me,
because I don't have to see it to believe it.
I got a homie named Marlo. This is my best friend in the world. Marlo, he's the authority of outside opinions for me personally. There's a movie that came out. Bro, did you see the new Guardians? Yeah, bro. Must see. Okay, I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, bro, you try that new shrimp taco they got at that Mexican joint we go to? Bruh, it's a must-have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he told me he saw something crazy, I would believe him because I trust him. I'm not just gonna believe.
So you don't have to see it then. That's when you answer my question.
Yeah, if I didn't see it, but he saw it, he's someone that I trust with my life, everything. That's the only case I would believe something that I didn't see. Yeah. Because I'd be able to gauge.
Gotta come from a credible source.
Yes.
Oh no, okay. But that's what I'm saying.
I believe
I don't think it necessarily has to come from a credible source. Here's the thing. Well, hold on.
Marty said the authority. Marty said the authority of outside opinions. That would be a dope job.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Because I don't give a fuck about
but Alex, hold on a second. It doesn't have to come from a credible source, and here's why. Because if you read enough accounts of, let's talk about ghost stories and not time slips and stuff yet. Just the simple ghost stories. Let's say you haven't seen a ghost. None of us have. We have, but let's pretend we haven't seen anything. You hear like 5,000 stories of accounts saying that they've seen a ghost.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a credible source, but if you have someone all these different people having accounts of something that's beyond the physical, are they all 5,000 people just making it up? Hell no. That's why I was believing certain things before I saw things for myself. But if you look at the law of averages, something would have to be true. One of the 5,000, one of them would have to be true.
Now, based on the multiverse theory, and when you say multiverse, the theory isn't that there's 24 of them. No, it's infinite. You know what I'm saying? So based on the laws of probability and the laws of chance, or whatever the fuck you said, if something is infinite, you're for sure it's gonna happen.
It's called the law of the law of averages. The law of numbers.
That means
law of numbers. Yeah,
it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in this case, the number is infinite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I mean, what if when we're seeing apparitions or ghosts and stuff, what if we're seeing glimpses of physically living versions of the ones passed away, but they're in just an alternate parallel universe?
I think that's true.
I mean, based on the theory, anything could be true. You know, that the fact that you can't prove something, that's what makes the difference between science and like religion, right? Because
but it's not based on a theory. It could be based on experience and knowledge of that experience. Right?
Yeah, I'm all about the crazy. I'm all about the crazy mind-bending shit, man.
Alan's on it. He said it took Bogey 2 minutes and 7 seconds to roll that joint.
I watched it too. I was watching roll that joint as I was talking.
Hey, listen, bro.
And I don't know if you guys, what you guys think about it, but I kind of like the way that we did this. So we did the 3 acts, and we'll come in and we'll like close.
I like it
officially, but I mean this whole last half hour or whatever rant, this is going to be good, like bonus content,
bonus material.
Yeah, I like the bonus content.
Yeah, because it's not about the movie, but
we're taking it back to DVD, man.
You know, check this out, Alex, because I told you, like, once I get 2 hours in, I'm like, I start to get tired, right? We're talking. I find it's not that. I think it's because we're so focused on, you have to zone in on the content at hand. So it's a little bit of extra work, to be honest with you. Extra work and extra focus.
Yeah.
Now we're just talking and we're bouncing back and forth. I find I'm more awake.
Because I feel like we finished everything.
We finished what we were doing.
The last 45 minutes is us just been shooting the shit about whatever.
And you notice it's a different focus. It's a different focus.
Yeah.
And it's a little more. I like both, but obviously it's like, because I thought it'd be like gone by now because I'd be tired and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Hey, what up, Song? He said, just got done watching Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, Noble was sick today. We were going to go, but
Noble.
We're probably going to go tomorrow or maybe Monday or something. We'll see how he's feeling. But yeah, he's excited about Miles Morales.
Miles Morales?
Yeah, it's a new Spider-Man. Well, I don't know if it's a new Spider-Man character, but a character in the Spider-Man world.
Is he? He's not Spider-Man though.
No, well,
That's Peter Parker. Obviously,
he's like he's like a version of Spider-Man. It's like there's multiple Spider-Mans.
Oh, because I know there's a black Spider-Man. Not black as in black race, but the black suited.
Yeah, and I think that's
him.
one? Yeah, I think that's him, Miles Morales, and yeah. So now they got. Well, I don't know what he actually is. His ethnicity. I mean, they're in New York, so I'm assuming he's like Puerto Rican, or at least that's the race.
Oh, well, that's his name, Miles Morales, right? Well, I don't know if it's Puerto Rican, but it's.
I just assume because New York, because they're in New York, you got a bunch of like if they were in Southern California, I'd say he's probably Mexican.
Yeah, right.
Geographically, just a lot of Puerto Ricans up in New York. But yeah, it's crazy. That one's a fucking 2-hour movie. So definitely, and you said it was good like the first one. Okay, never seen the first one. Do you have to watch the first one?
What movie is it?
He said he just saw Spider-Man Across the Universe. The new
one. Yeah. Man, my daughter doesn't even watch that earlier today. That shit was badass.
Okay, cool.
So hey, let me give you a scenario, Bogue.
Okay,
Alex.
Alex said he's black and his mom's Hispanic.
Going back to time step. What if you let's say you're on a subway, you see someone on there, right? And you watch them get off, and they're gone. They surface. Door shuts. You go do 2 stops. You go to get out. That same person that got off 2 stops back is right in front of you.
See, here's the thing, right?
I don't like public transportation. Too much trippy shit happens.
What sucks is that almost
that's firsthand account.
In my experience, when I have seen things that are like could have been like aberrations and shit, there was never someone with me where I'd be like, "Bro, did you see that shit?"
I've had both. I've had people with me, and I've been by myself.
Okay, because
because not happened. I had someone with me. Huh?
I'm not gonna not believe it if I'm by myself. But I almost feel like the times that I thought I saw shit by myself, I felt better. Like, oh, maybe I'm just crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
When you see somebody like, I saw it too, bro. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm scared. You know what I mean?
One that you're talking about, Nelly, was someone there with you when that happened?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was the homie. It was the homie, and he had the Asian homie, and he had saw this dude before. Right?
No, that's when we saw the ghost in his house.
Yeah, you saw it.
I talked to him about that like a couple months ago and brought it up. We still laugh about it, but he moved out of the house after
because you saw it, and then when you brought it up to him, he was like, "You saw that dude?" Like, because he had been seeing him.
I'll tell the story about this. 7 people in the chat. I'll tell the story again.
So
he's half Japanese, half white. I talked to him this last week. He's a close friend of mine, another actor. He's been on TV and stuff. So I saw the Stevie B. Remember Stevie B?
Yeah, hell yeah, come on.
So I'm coming. I'm living in Toronto. Yeah, I'm living in Toronto. This is yeah. So this is 2001. I moved to LA 2002. Yeah. So I was leaving a Stevie B concert. It was around midnight. It was an earlier concert. I think it started at 10:30 to like midnight. So I'm like, hey, Lauren, what are you doing, man? What's going on? He says, nothing, just hanging out at the house. It was a Friday or Saturday night. So, they're up, of course. And then we go, so he lived in this house off of this Yonge Street, it's called in Toronto, this main street that goes through the heart of Toronto. And he's living in this house up in North York area. It was like uptown, let's say.
Hey, York goes down, bro.
Or North York. Was that?
Yeah, North York goes down, bro. Like, they got some gangster shit going on over there. But yeah, go ahead, continue.
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
I just watched this documentary not too long ago.
Oh, did you? In Toronto?
Yeah, the different gang wars that was going on in Toronto the past, like, 8 years.
Oh, yeah, there's gang wars all over the place. But I mean, it's just like LA, kind of.
Yeah, it really is.
So we're there. So the house.
I was just surprised because I didn't know Canada was hard like that.
Canada's got its issues, but it's Toronto. It's Toronto. You got Montreal and the big cities, but the other cities not so much.
Yeah.
But So I hey man, I want to come over. So it's like around midnight or something. Yeah, come on over. So I get in there. His one roommate's on the couch on my left. I sit in the middle. Then Lauren's on the right. And the TV's in front of me. And his roommate's just baked out of his skull. And the weed up in Canada is like strong, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Canada, the Northern Lights, bro.
Yeah, the Canadians, you probably know this. When Canadians smoke, they smoke, and it's not just to relax. They smoke it's like drinking, right?
Yeah,
you smoke, and they get really fucked up. And I was smoking. I used to
ghost.
go out there smoking and stuff. I would. I'm not even a smoker, but I was like, you're out of it, right?
There are kind of people.
And they used to have the hydro. It would win awards and stuff in Amsterdam year after year.
Yep.
So-
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What's he doing? Airing the place. Right?
I just want to get some air in here.
Yeah. So his roommates baked out. Then we're watching TV. I'm in the middle. But me and Lauren mainly talking and stuff. So I'm looking at him, looking at the TV, looking at him talking to his buddy on the left. So I'm in the middle. And behind Lauren is the kitchen and the hallway and the bedrooms and stuff in the bathroom. I don't know whose bedroom was what. Because I was only over there one time before. He usually come down to my pad down in downtown area. And then so I look at Lauren, and then behind him I see someone passing from one room going into the bathroom. He had two other roommates. I go, hey, are we the only ones here? He goes, yeah. He says, you've got two other roommates. I says, yeah. I go, where are they? Oh, they're downtown clubbing. They're at some bars or something. So, oh.
Whose brother just walked into the bathroom there, bro?
That's what I said. I go, oh, I thought I saw someone going in the bathroom. He says, you did not. I go, I did. And then he gets up. And this guy, like I said, he's half Japanese, half white. We didn't say that. He's mostly Japanese. He's really more on the Japanese side, and they're very particular about. They're very superstitious.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So he's a multi-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Played hockey on a semi-pro level. So he's a bit of a tough dude, right? So we go creeping in the bathroom. I didn't think we'd see anything. But I've seen ghosts a couple times before this. So I was thinking, I had the goosebumps and stuff.
Like, yep, it's got to be a ghost.
So I'm thinking this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I don't think it was a person, but I know I saw something.
Yeah.
And then we sat back down, but then it was you just see nothing there. Obviously, yeah. I don't know. He says, well, what'd you see? I go, I just rattled it off like it was nothing. I saw a tall, skinny guy in a blue shirt and a vest and a cowboy hat. He goes like this. He goes, oh. That's all he said. He goes, oh. I remember like it's yesterday. He goes, oh. And just nods. He looks at the TV. He starts watching TV. And I'm like, okay.
Like, listen, bro.
I think it's no big deal. It's nothing. Like, I guess I'm seeing things, right? Because he didn't really react. So we would talk a few days. We were doing acting work and scenes and stuff, auditioning and stuff like that. And I remember it was a week or two later, he calls me up. He said, hey, Nels, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Yeah, how's it going? Good. I'm thinking, I could tell it was a strange call, right?
Yeah, what's up,
He
man?
wasn't his normal style. I go, hey, Lauren, what's going on, man? He says, hey, listen, when you were over at my place the other night, you said you saw something. It was kind of freaked me out. I go, freaked you out? You didn't say anything. All you said was, oh. I didn't think you were freaked out at all. In fact, I thought you just thought I was making it up, so I just let it go. He says, no, I was freaked out. That's why I said, oh. Oh, and then I go, oh, okay. And then he goes, I haven't told anyone this, but I'll tell you because you said what you saw. I've been sleeping with my light on for the last 3 or 4 weeks because I wake up and there's this guy in my room at the foot of my bed. He's looking at me. I keep blinking my eyes and he's still there. So I'm fully awake. And then he charges towards me with his hands ready to strangle me. He's trying to strangle me. And what you saw was exactly that guy. And that's my bedroom that you saw him come out of, go in the bathroom. I was like, holy shit. And he was out of there. We're talking. He moved out like 2 or 3 weeks later. He was gone. He's like, I'm moving back to the mom.
And this is way before Google. This is way before Google was a real thing. Because then I would have been like, Google the address. Let's see who the fuck.
Yeah, and the house got torn down shortly after. It was an old house. And I think that guy, and I talked to him just like 2 months ago about this. I said, and I remember you telling me that there's pots and pans were like shifting and moving and stuff. He said, I don't remember that. I go, I remember you telling me, but he somehow forgot that part. And that was in the daytime. So that happened twice. And he said, if I sleep with the light on, I don't see this guy.
Selective memory. He blacked it. He blacked out that part.
Yeah, right.
The butterfly effect.
Oh, and the other detail I saw is that this thing I saw, this ghost, it was transparent. I could see through him. All that happened in this half a second. I see it. So it was sometimes you see these ghosts. They're
clear, bro.
Huh?
No, he's like, what was he? Was he white? Nah, bro, he was clear.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He was translucent.
What race he was.
So we
he's like, listen, I don't know what race he was, but I can see through him, bro.
We talk movies a lot, on all of our shows. And Alan, he's been throwing around some ideas because we were talking about like old TV shows that we would remake. And Alan just said it right here. I wrote that premise about Bogey and Alex working at a dispensary and receive a delivery of a mystery box with a bunch of blood-smoked weed, and they smoke it. And they conjure up a murder and try to solve it.
See, that's crazy, bro.
Oh, Alan said that. Okay.
It sounds like a good movie right there, bro. Nelly can play the guy we buy the weed from, and then we have to search him out after. Listen, man, what did you sell me, bro? Listen, man, y'all wanted the good stuff. You see a different side of Nelly. Y'all wanted the good stuff.
So when did you see a ghost?
Man, one was like when I was a wee tyke. Just walking through the hallway, saw something white walk past. You know what I'm saying? Ran right to my parents' room. They was like, shut the fuck up, go to sleep. I was just getting up to use the bathroom type of shit. You know what I mean?
Was that here in California?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? That's all I've ever lived is in California. So, and like, what was crazy this when I was a kid, and like, when you live in a house and at night is when you hear that house. You know what I mean?
Comes alive, huh?
Yeah, you say you just even when we first moved here, where the kids were all scared, like, what's that noise? Like, how's the AC turn on? Like, little things that you learn. So when you have logic, you're not tripping, right? Because when you don't have logic, something to explain something, and let your imagination run wild. You know what I mean? Yeah. So as a kid, and like, I was a latchkey kid, and like when my dad had me, he was in his 20s. So 10 years later, 8 years later, they're still young, they still party, they go out on the week, go out of town on the weekends. My older sister, she's about 9 years older than me, so she'd be like, yeah. They give her money for pizzas and whatnot. They'd go out for the weekend. She'd be like, I'll be back. Don't open the door for nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then so I just be at the house, and like I used to be so spooked because of that thing that I saw, that I would sit there on the couch till she got home, right? And she would come home in the AM, and I remember I used to stay up till 2 a.m. to watch.
So you were scared at home by yourself?
I was by myself at the house, and I would sit there, right? And I would sit there, and if I didn't turn the lights on already prior to the sun going down, I'm just there on that sofa. Because now it's dark and it's lit by the TV, you know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck! Should have got up and turned the lights on. Because I was so spooked off of that shit. And like, it was like a woman figure, you know what I mean? And like, another one that fucked me up as a kid was Exorcist. So like, in my mind, it was the Exorcist, bitch, you know what I mean? That just used to fuck with me as a kid, you know what I mean? Like, I swear I saw it. And then like, I remember I made the mistake of trying to share it with one of my cousins one time. He slept over. And then, we were, and it was a bunch of us, right? But my cousin that slept in my room with me because he was my age. So there's a bunch of us. We're all sleeping there. Some of my older cousins with my sisters and whatnot. All our parents are out of town, and everyone's telling ghost stories, right? And I remember, saying we're sleeping in my room. It's me and my cousin. And I told my cousin about what I saw, right? And he just immediately started fucking with me. Oh,
no doubt,
bro. That's the Exorcist, bro. It's after you, bro. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Why did
Hey, you know what? In the Philippines, because my brother was married to a Filipino.
Okay.
And they have a lot of ghost stories over there. But your pop.
Yeah, the Philippines is haunted, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gets dark there too. Like
okay,
Jamaica.
you want to know what they do in the Philippines? Check this out.
I'm sure your dad's got stories, huh?
When there's a funeral, right? In the Philippines, when everyone's at the funeral, all of the babies, right? They pass the baby over. Like if there's a baby in attendance, they pass the baby over the casket.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just the thing they do because to warn off any of the spirits or that spirit of that person to haunt any of these children or try to possess the children or whatever the fuck the case may be. That's, you know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, that's not an American tradition for sure. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
And real quick, shout out to our man Crispy, who just gifted a 420 crew membership on
What
YouTube.
up, Pops?
You the man, Crispy. Appreciate ya.
Yeah, shout out to the Crisp.
Oh yeah, and here's more of the story from Alan. When they smoke the blood-soaked weed, they try to guess how did the blood get on the weed. Then they come up with 7 different hypotheticals, and then they sell themselves on their own
imagination.
Whoa!
Then
And
the whole
all the
movie.
while we're just so high that it's in our head, or did we really kill them?
Well, see, and then the whole
right
movie,
here.
them trying to solve the murder that doesn't exist, that they came up out of their own
Stone imaginations.
And then at the end of the movie, it's Nelly visiting me in the loony bin.
And I'm the only one who believes your asses.
No one believes me, bro.
I'll put you in a movie and make you famous.
You know what?
And then it's got to be right at the end. So it wasn't.
And I can
real.
talk about these weird stories all night, man. You don't want to get me started.
And right at the end. So, so it wasn't real, or was it?
Right?
Yeah, the rolling credits.
Right? Like at the end, they're talking about, you know what I mean? They go back to the murder scene or the alleged murder scene at the local dispensary. And it wasn't even blood. It was just fucking THC oil.
Patrick Mahomes came.
It was ketchup.
He ate a steak and dropped the weed in the ketchup and put
That's the moment I would demand a rewrite.
Well, it could have been a blue flame steak, though, Alex.
Ooh, okay.
So the blood was dripping, right? That's where they get the red from.
And we found out the killer was a vegan, right?
But I was going to say, Bogey, the Philippines, and I just heard it in the Philippines and Jamaica. But I'm sure in other countries too. It gets so dark down there. When they see these spirits, they glow because it's like it's so dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. But here you get the noise pollution or the light pollution. So it's never really dark,
bro. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep all the lights on for sure.
Because
there's these 2 guys.
Oh, Filipinos. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I lived in Toronto, worked with a bunch of Filipinos with the airline and stuff too, right? Mm-hmm. There's very multicultural, and all of them. I thought they were joking. And I talked to a couple. One I was talking to, I go, "You're joking." And I talked to a couple others, and they all said the same thing, and they were serious. They believe in these fairies.
Oh yeah,
yeah, fairies.
Yeah, there's the good ones and the bad ones.
Yeah, so it's true.
Yeah.
I never heard of any other culture that does that, but they're like they take it seriously.
Trippy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's funny about when you hear stories about fairies or trolls or stuff like that, right? I mean, like, there's gotta be of course, there's things of legend, right? Like I was just saying this the other day, David and Goliath, the story of they said Goliath was a one-eyed cyclops, fucking like 100 feet tall, or whatever the fuck the description was, right? Maybe he was only like 8 feet tall. You know what I mean? But like as the stories get passed on, it gets, it's like a game of telephone, you know what I mean? Like an extreme game of telephone over time, and it becomes a tall tale. You know what I mean? He was 100 feet tall and fucking and David was like 3 feet tall, and like, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like it's just the most unimaginable, impossible feats, right? This is what legends are made of. Stuff of legends, right? And like, when you hear these regular little stories and shit, it's never gonna shake things up unless there's something crazy attached to it, right? Like for example, there's a YouTube channel. I'll send you the link because I know you're into stuff like this. But they're ghost hunters. They're modern day ghost hunters, right? And they weren't believers when they got into it.
Alex laughing.
Listen, that would be a wild job, man. You're a modern day Ghostbuster.
Oh.
Listen, one of the joints they did, and they're filming everything, right?
Uh-huh.
So they go to the Queen Victoria. What's that ship called over there in Diego?
Queen Mary? No, that's in Long Beach.
That's in Long Beach.
You might be right about the Queen Victoria.
Okay,
Queen Mary in Long Beach.
So there's a.
Whoa, he's just about to get into it.
Oh, you went right into the Matrix.
there's a bleep. I thought maybe talking about the Queen Mary because I've been on that ship. It's supposedly a haunted ship that's attached to the Long Beach docks.
Okay, yeah. True.
I don't know what he was talking about. The Queen Victoria?
Yeah, I think that might be the one that's in San Diego, off at the harbor out there.
They all get them like British names: Victoria, Mary,
Yeah.
Stephanie. No, I don't. Christina. No, I don't know what. I'm trying to think of other names. I can't think of Victoria 2, Mary 3, Mary 5.
Yeah. But that was some good bonus content. See, I like the structure of how that happened. I mean, we didn't really get off the rails too much, like during the actual show. Save that all.
Yeah, I tried not to actually. I didn't want to do that.
No, I mean, it worked out good, right? We talked about the movie. We knocked out the 3 acts in less than 2 hours. Then we have a whole bunch of bonus content, that we can just throw up as another episode.
Picture shit. This ain't a dream, we really lit this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's where the most high, we the most lit.